Hello friends, this is Coldrun. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Now, we're in patch 6.1 right now. 6.2 is around the corner-ish, not that far away, but it's not like tomorrow. And we have some more quests to do here. Megina, big business, big dreams. So this is something to do with Tataru. Yeah, Tataru's business. Megina seems inordinately eager to speak with you. Okay. There's a cat on my lap who is very sharp claws. Megina, Kakushu, welcome, welcome. I am Megina, assistant shopkeep and apprentice seamstress here at Tataru's boutique. I doubt you remember my face, as I am merely one of many who owe you our lives, but you will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on the Eblin Rime. I do not remember that day. I mean, I remember the day, I don't remember you. I'm sure Kakushu is being very polite about it. Yep, you are too kind, and while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you're here to assist in Mistress Tataru's new endeavor. Anything she asks of me, she has. Tataru, not yet, but she soon shall be. Here she is, Business Empress. Whatever would we do without your penchant for turning up precisely when you're needed, eh? That is a sinister look from Tataru, like she's about to ask me to, I don't know, clean up poop or something. Yeah. Be nervous. Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with guilds near and far, and in sufficient quantity to meet rising demand. We shan't rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers and the occasional intrepid Charlian is all well and good, but we're hardly taking the world by storm. No. Much like yourself, we must look toward new horizons. Good. Tataru's showing that ambition. The Scions proved that cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to build the grandest trade network in the history of Hydaelyn. All for the greater good, of course. Sure, whatever you say. I'm a fellow Lalafell. You can't trick me. Megina, yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I often think back to that incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts, too, will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place on the Eblin Rime. Tataru, I have no doubt that they shall, but we mustn't expect such alliances to form themselves. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our #1 customer, you! Our erstwhile... I love that gesture, the little... Our erstwhile comrades in arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using the samples I've prepared. See that my mind's maze... Yeah, you know, I'm not even going to ask you to cover my aetheroid expenses. Anything you need, I got. This is what I'm dealing with. But of course, with your assistance, we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Megina, everything is falling into place. Where shall we send Kakushu first? Don't worry, I have it all planned out. What good things start with the person who's about to ask me to do something saying Muahaha? Very few. Alright, first, Limsa Laminsa. Sakard has the bloody executioners working harder than ever, so he is sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Radanya. The Seed Seers are a source of trusted authority and insight into the Shroud, so we'd not go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, Arun Senna. He's the redhead with the bowl cut, right? I hear tell he has some interest in our affairs abroad, so the novelty of our samples may persuade him to our side. As for old I feel confident pinning our hopes in Pipin. He's always been a stalwart ally, and it goes without saying he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Yeah, he's the new Rauban, right? Not that new at this point. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames, the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, like, that's since Shadowbringers, the start of Shadowbringers, so like 3 or 4 years ago. Between 3 years ago, I think about. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames, the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, he's bound to find a use for quality accoutrements. With that out of the way, Magina, would you do the honors? The honors of what? Giving me the bags of stuff? Or showing off the samples? Because I don't know what I'm selling here yet, or what I'm giving away. Never let it be said that Tataru is stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limson, climb aboard the Estalicia, I'm certain someone will point you in Sicard's direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically. Alright, so we're going. We're on our way. I know there's a whole joke about, like, Final Fantasy characters are so hot that the players game one-handed, but, like, again, I literally, like, have to game one-handed specifically because if I don't, at times like this, if I don't pet the cats, give the cat a scratch in the ears, I'm gonna get a claw. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Ah! Sharp little claws. We're in Limsa, ready to sell. What a cool city. Much as I love Ul'dah for Kakushu, this would be my second choice. Gridania is far, far below Sicard. Well, bugger me. Hello, Sicard. Do you pronounce it Sicard or Sicard? I go with Sicard like Picard. Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Your crew seems busy. Can I interest you in some fine garb? Let's get straight to it. Kakushu is not the most deft saleswoman. We've seen that from those friggin' fisherman quests with Matsuya earlier in this expansion. Your sales pitch needs some work, but I see what you're getting at. Yeah, seriously. We're already traveling halfway across the world every half moon. May as well earn a little extra for our trouble, eh? You know, there was a time when I thought pirating was the whole world. Being the best of them all meant something. Going to Ilsabard made me see how small my world was compared to the real one. Standing next to the star's finest, I started to wonder what I had to brag about. You have plenty to brag about. Look at your chest. Then the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing in a bigger goddamned haul of adamantite than anyone else in the realm. Between that and the new metalworks we got going with the kobolds, and the Sahagin looking to export their own wares, it seemed like the right time for the executioners to change our sails, so to speak. I wonder if the term the bloody executioners puts anyone off. Like, as a, not anyone in real life. I mean, like, if you're about to go into legitimate business, do you have to change your name? Which is all to say that if you got wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. That's right. Master works from Taru's boutique, guaranteed by the warrior light herself. I like the push-ups in the background. By the warrior light herself. Almost seems a waste to wear them. Who could be lining up at the dock for these? Literally seen as old Charlian's only accessible by sea. Now, if we got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract, you gotta talk with Tataru about that. But she's not gonna bite for that, I don't think. Aye, I see the course clear as day. Now we just need a Manolane on board. I mean, she might bite for it, but she wants some. She wants to think big. I don't know if she's just gonna let you and your few ships do it, but you have a pretty big fleet. He's right useless to me when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter. He still owes me one for keeping his sorry arse out of trouble, so I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types on the continent. Yeah, you're like the only person who can stand a Manolane. Even if it's, like, jokingly, like, oh, I hate him, like, you know you love him. Weird as that is, and I don't get it, but I certainly see it. Tell Tataru I look forward to setting sail with this new tide of hers. May the winds of change guide us aright. Amen. Oh, phone call. Kakushu, it's me. How goes our little venture thus far? Oh, Sicard's eyeing the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. I'm just going to assume there's a Muahaha. But our work has only begun. I'll keep after my own contacts while you work on Arun. I hear he's out often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Miyun can sniff him out. Arun seems like he might smell like Mountain Dew. So Mother Miyun directed us here for Arun Senna, who's been apparently busy with dealing with the tribes. Such a weird character design. He's really not, but like I don't know, he has a problem child aesthetic. Arun Senna, curious. Yeah, why am I talking to children with flower crowns? I guess they're just. I mean, I'm a kind of a big deal. Might I ask why you're loitering at the gates, Kakushu, and with an enormous sack? Just keep going. Don't say anything, just keep going. We can do this. I admit you've piqued my interest. To integrate the tradition and ingenuity of guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I'm of the mind to do something similar myself, assuming I secure the other Seed Seer's approval. You're doubtless aware that historically, Gridania has placed the peace of the Twelveswood and our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other peoples. Yet, much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star entire? You are, and I think that, I mean, especially if you found that it's been to your detriment that you place the well-being of the elementals ahead of others, like, doesn't it stand to reason that it was to the elementals' detriment that you placed their well-being above others? Like, yeah, I think taking a bigger picture view of things is reasonable, even in the context of just helping the elementals. Our ventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of a world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much the same truth. But perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me round to the idea. Though I apologize for the disappointment. If there's any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. Yeah, you're an easy mark. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men, though our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best. Little growth arc for Arun Senna. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for a Zayla, and may as well be one for all the difference my status as Seed Seer makes for those who want succor. Yeah, you don't get the same props out there as you do here. And so it sounds like this journey really has helped him. It was this self-same insignificance that allowed me, for the first time in my life, to truly feel part of a greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. What actually is it that we're selling? Like, I know that these are like garbs of the same attire. Is this just like nice looking gear? Are we trying to give everyone like a uniform? Maybe we're like a common aesthetic. I don't know. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon. Alright, goodbye, Conjurer. I forgot your name if I knew it. I think I knew it, but I just don't remember it. Guess who? Did you speak with Arun yet? That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Seed Seer friend tick. She's going to be puppeteering everyone. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pipin ere his duties take him from Ul'dah once more. I believe he spends most of his time in the Colosseum, so perhaps pay a visit to the Gold Court? I'll be awaiting your full report at the boutique. We are here in Ul'dah, waiting to meet with Marshal Pipin. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you here today. Look at this noble Lalafell. Probably the noblest Lalafell ever. Tataru is often offering quality material, is she? Is it pronounced materiel when it's like that? I don't know. I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I have long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Ilsebard, however, to truly see Tizona for what it is. Tizona your weapon? Fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and most of all, an unbreakable testament to Father's faith in me. More ally than tool, it is a treasure beyond price. Does every soldier in the immortal flames not deserve allies such as this? Arms and armor to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fall. Indeed, works made possible only through ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may be just the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate that I will be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at the Colosseum? I would not, and I mean, more specifically, Tataru would not. She is good with you using samples. She said that. Quite generous. My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. Tataru is not just in business, but she is, like, again, she's empire building right now. As a child of Ul'dah, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. Smart. You do not want to be indebted to Tataru if you can avoid it. I had been meaning to gift that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, she might rather have it than not. I can't believe I just made the same gesture as Kakushu. I have spoken with Tataru at some length about our pasts, you understand. In many ways, we are quite similar. As you may recall, her family was bankrupted when she was very young. I didn't recall that until I read it in the that codex, the Endless Codex. The consequence of her father's business failing. They were forced to put all their wealth toward paying off his debts and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Pipin. Is this happening? Is Pipin... Is this just a gift? Is this a platonic gift to a friend? A long-treasured necklace sounds like more than a platonic gift to a potential business partner. I'm just saying. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the very same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prizes. Assuming it is the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment nevertheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? The memories it holds for her aren't lost or damaged. Could it be repaired or perhaps remade? I'm going to say the memories it holds for her aren't lost or damaged. No, I think go with it as is. I mean, I think he might end up remaking it anyway or repairing it, but... Okay. True enough, though, if it's to be a gift, I would prefer to at least clean it up a bit. I think it's fair, but I think either way, you are... I don't know what you want from Tataru. If it's just, again, this seems like a romantic proposition. It doesn't have to be, but it could be, and I hope it is, because I think they have that, like... I don't know, in a lot of my ships, like, I appreciate the, like, conniving business person and, like, the idealistic. I don't know, that's a common thing, but, like, I like it. In that case, I had considered asking the Goldsmiths Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece Tataru would wear. If not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travels, and I'm quite a goldsmith myself. I'm level 80. From there, it's merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing? Yes, I am. Are we going on a quest here? We might be. Then I will have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt even Tataru would dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course. May the traders guide you to fair fortune fair. I just punched the traders the other day with my sword. It was great. They killed me multiple times, but I did hit them with my sword and magic. Megina. You've returned with your bag all the lighter for having given away our samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pipin Tarupin. Pipin Tarupin? Arrived not bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be our newfound partnerships are already bearing fruit? Not that kind of fruit. Her mother's necklace? Why, that's a... Kakushu! What part of surprise don't you understand? Well, no, Okay, I guess you could trust Megina. Please allow me to assist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Tataru. Bad move, Kakushu. What are you doing? I do wonder what parts you'll need. Do you know what style Mistress Tataru prefers? I mean, if this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Who is this? Oh. What's the phrase that two people can keep a secret as long as one of them is dead? So I think we might have two bodies on our hands soon. Varsarud. Ah, apologies, I could not help it over here. Megina. That's quite alright, but do please keep your voice down. What is it? Was it you're saying? Varsarud. It simply occurred to me that since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mistress Tataru as well. No! I'm hoping this was going to be a thing just from Pipin, not like a gift from the class. With such gifts, you could turn this necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present successes as well. Megina, that's perfect. It's really not. It's probably perfect, and if I'm being honest about where the game is probably going, I don't think they actually are going into a romantic direction with this. 14 doesn't tend to do that, except really off to the side and like left hanging. I don't think they won't tie anything like that up. But that was my hope. If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from friends across the seas. What do you think, Kakushu? Sure. Oh well, were you waiting for little old me? We were not. Mistress Tataru, we were just discussing the successful delivery of the samples. Yes, sure, that's the ticket. Tataru, good to hear. How fares dear Pipin? Dear Pipin, you say? I knew he would come through, though I admit I wasn't expecting to outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warrior can always learn a thing or two. And Sakard and Arun have changed as well, if your tales are any indication, they have. And they've changed very consciously, they're very aware of their changes. I appreciate that. I imagine their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. She's going to be getting, like, detailed psychological profiles on her clients. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when we are. Is this going to be one of those chains that, like, picks up in a future patch? Almost certainly. Very interesting. Okay. So, I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today. Weird as that is, since this is a pretty short session. But the next thing I want to do is probably going to be Hildebrand, and so that's going to be a while. I don't want to start that now. I'm also going to be starting on the tribe quest for the, I think it's for the Arcosodra, and those I'm going to hold off on posting anything about until I actually complete them, and so that'll probably be a while. So this might be the last not the last one for a little bit, but we're kind of wrapping up, and we'll get to 6.2 also, but I'll be away for that week, so that might come out a little bit later. Something else to note, though, is I'll be starting Crystal Chronicles shortly, and that'll kind of be going side by side as I continue with 14 and Record Keeper. So yeah, I'm going to be adding Crystal Chronicles into the mix, and I am going into that unspoiled, which is incredibly exciting for me. As most of these games are. I like Final Fantasy. Big surprise. News at 11. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what you're excited for about 6.2 also. I'm curious about that. So I will see you all later. Bye-bye.